All right, welcome into another episode of Bogeys and Blue Crabs. We got a great episode today. We are back with Almay, and we are talking all things golf. Let's do it. Oh, it's so good to get back and do this again. We have been slammed with other stuff, and it's just been put on the back burner getting this thing recorded. But it is so good to be back. It's lovely to see you again. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been great. I mean, I've been playing some golf. Have you been playing any golf lately?
I've been getting out here and there, but a little bit not as lately. You know, it's been tough. Had some finals in school and stuff that had to take priority. So missed my golf league last week, but got out last night with my dad, got to play 9 holes, had a really nice time. So it's going to be great to talk about some things. What about you? How have you been playing?
So I also played as well yesterday, 18-hole league in the morning at Northwest Golf Course, as well as Monday, I played a 9-hole league at University of Maryland.
How's that going?
Yeah, it sucked. That's all I have to say.
So what's going on? You know, golf is one of those roller coasters where you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. So it sounds like we had a rougher day, this week. What happened?
I mean, I'm laughing because I did say the word that it sucked, and I'm a very positive person. I love playing the game, and you just have those moments when you're not happy with the score or even the way you played, especially if you've been playing a long time. But you have those moments. It's fine. It's not enjoyable when the rounds are not in your mind when they're back to back not well.
Yeah. And you don't really like having those rounds kind of stack on top of each other. It can be really, frustrating, and it can be demoralizing to get back out there and not fix what you were able to work on the previously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after I played yesterday, one of the other players said, okay, this is after 18 holes. She was like, okay, you ready to go do another 9? I'm like, hell no, get me off this course.
Oh, goodness. Oh, just one of those days. It's just one of those days.
Yeah, it was one of those days.
So this is your Monday night league that you guys play. You play with our friend Laura as well, correct?
Yeah,
and this is usually a men's league that you two are playing in? That's really cool.
Yeah, Laura and I play on a men's league on Mondays. And they are older, so luckily, they are playing sometimes from the same tee box that we're playing from, depending on their comfort level. It was fun. Once again, it's match play every week. We actually won the match.
Oh, congratulations! Good win.
I don't actually remember at what hole they called it, but I remember one of our competitors shook the hand of Laura and was like, congrats.
Well, there you go.
Mathematically, we won't be able to win. So Laura and I won. That's now, we won the last one too. So it was fun. It was really cool.
It sounds like it's a good day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say maybe Laura carried us because I don't know if, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to the other group, even though I was scoring as well. But I was, like I said, I wasn't that happy with my game. That number for 9 holes for me was a bit high. I shot a 53. I did get, 53 to me is, for me, okay. Some other people would be very, very happy with that. But for me, that's a bit high for me. It's a lot high. But I did get 2 putts or better, about 89%, 17 putts in 9 holes. So that was fine. So I can see maybe it was definitely probably, I didn't land GIR. I probably had 0%. And then it was pretty much the approach. So yeah, whatever.
So we have things to work on. We have things that we want to work on. We have things that we can improve. But also, it sounds like you're taking silver linings from, a bit of what you're...
Yeah, I think that when you play golf and you don't like, the round, you have to find the silver linings, because then if you don't, then this is a sport you might as well pick up something else.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you need to find that's why they always say you have that one shot that keeps bringing you back, and that happens for people, right? So you have maybe you hole out from a chip shot, and then all of a sudden you think you're the best player in the world, right?
And you get that confidence kind of going through the round, but not necessarily consistent.
Yeah, exactly. So it's important that if you don't like your numbers, there's got to be a number in there that you do like.
Yeah.
And if
there
there
you go.
isn't a number that you do like, maybe it's you like the people you played with. Right?
Sure.
Sometimes it's about like, hey, I'm going out with my buddies, having a couple drinks, decompressing from, maybe a week of work or a day at work or family or whatever it is that you're out there doing. But when you're playing in leagues like Laura and I are, and they're competitive, you want to play your very best. Now that I'm actually saying this out loud, shame on me for complaining about my game, even though we won the match. So I should just stop.
Listen, again, there's going to be days where you're feeling really good about the game, and there's days where you're not feeling so confident about the game. So I think it's understanding those situations and doing the best that you can to kind of get through those valleys and work back to, gaining and finding one of those peaks. I think that's kind of, it's hard to do, but it's also one of the things that when you get to the other side, you look back and you really realize, okay, I worked my butt off to get here, and I'm really proud of how I handled it.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful day. So those are the positives. I mean, I feel honored to be able to play in this league with a few people that we actually know. That's how we ended up in the league. But also, I get to play with my friend Laura. We have a good time. She's not competitive at all. It's kind of fun because she kind of like just tempers.
Well, it sounds like you guys are a pretty competitive team. I mean, you guys won this last match, pretty handedly. So.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I guess we were just being us and we're just playing.
Yeah.
So, and when you're playing and not really caring too much, then sometimes you do score well.
How was the pace of play out there?
Oh my gosh, Max.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So what was going on?
I mean, so the tea time start at 4:00 or 4:10, I think. I'm not sure, and they end around 4:50. So they're stacked about every 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, pretty normal for I'd say a golf league. Making sure that people are stacked up, but from 4 to 4:50. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would expect to be done by, I don't know, close to 6-ish, probably, right?
Yeah, if you're going off at
I got off at 4:50.
Okay, so if you go off at 4:50, you're probably done 9 holes by what? 6:30?
Yeah.
6:45?
I swear to you it was longer than that. I don't know, but it was long.
It's a long 9.
It's a long 9.
And Maryland is on you about your pace of play too.
Yeah, you can see it on the cart. You got to love that when they're like 20.
Oh, and you guys are riding in carts as well.
And we were riding in carts.
Yeah, so you really want to be a 2-hour max.
I mean, we were on a par 5 and we could see from the previous hole that it was starting to stack up. But when you have 3 groups on a par 5, so you're talking group on the green, group in the fairway, and then you're on the tee box. I mean, that's a lot.
It is a lot. And
so,
it gets uncomfortable quick.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're not holding the people behind you up, but you also want to stay with the people ahead of you. And it's
and no, we weren't holding them up, but it was part of what you were seeing behind you. You could just see it. And I'm not sure exactly why it was slow, and I know some people who don't play golf are like, oh, that's so boring. It's so slow. Imagine waiting. It's like literally like feeling like you're getting in line for a ride at wherever, But yeah, the pace of play was a bit slow, and I think that when the pace is slow, you lose momentum.
Yeah. So how was that? How were you internalizing this? Like you weren't necessarily playing the way that you wanted to. Do you think that the pace of play was kind of playing into that? Do you think you felt like you need to rush through your routines to make sure that you're keeping your pace of play up and you're finishing at a good time? What was the struggle there?
Yeah, I mean, you're waiting and you're just waiting. So you can't, do you feel like sometimes you feel like you want to rush so that the group behind you doesn't try to, creep up behind you. But your pace of play it just makes for a long day, but I wouldn't necessarily say I was complaining. It's just, I'm a momentum person. I think.
Oh, I'm the same way with my golf. Like if I hit a good shot, I want to hit the next shot to try and lock that feeling in again and kind
Yeah.
of build off it.
Mhm.
So I totally get that.
So when you're resting, it takes it off. It really does. Like all of a sudden now you're just like, well, this isn't enjoyable. You're just waiting to hit a shot, and then you're waiting, and then you're waiting. So, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I love fast golf if there's such a thing, but there is.
I also think there's too fast of golf. I think there is too fast of golf where you're not really focusing on the shot at hand. You're just trying to get to the next one.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to dwell on the pace of play, but we've had that discussion in the past. But it was a little slow, and I also had some, I don't know, I've been having some pain in my shoulder, and I'm not a very we've
okay,
heard,
wait. So let's talk about that a little bit. So when did that kind of first start happening? Do you think it's frozen shoulder? Do you think it's more like? I
don't know what is happening, but it was pretty tight. Like I was having a hard time lifting my left arm up above my head, which made it really tight. And
I mean, that's important in the golf swing when you're trying to take that club back, is getting that momentum and the movement in that shoulder.
And I've had friends ask, well, did you sleep wrong? Maybe did you play too much golf? You're stretching it too much or whatnot. I don't actually know where it came from. The pain's been about like 4 weeks, but I did decide to go. I'm a believer of Eastern medicine. I went to go get some acupuncture done.
Oh, I love acupuncture.
But I wanted to do this first before I go back and see like a doctor or like, my usual, orthopedic or someone for the shoulder or whatnot. So I got that done. And my acupuncturist also did cupping.
Ooh. So we actually have a home cupping system that Bex has at our house.
You do?
It's great.
Really?
So I am a firm believer of cupping.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
It looks really funny when you have like the circles on you after,
mm-hmm.
but it feels great, and it really can isolate a certain area. So I'm a firm believer.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how to describe cupping to anybody, but if you can just Google it, and then you see round like bruises on people's backs, just like you see Olympic swimmers.
Yeah, and the swimmers, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So I got cupping done, and then which can hurt for a hot second, but it feels great after. And look, can you see me right my shoulders? Like,
for our listeners at home, there is full mobility.
Yeah,
we're going up above the head. Yes. She is moving.
Yeah, so I got that done, but it was still a little bit. I was, I think, more afraid that I might injure myself playing golf. So that's probably, I mean, we've heard all the excuses. People are like, oh, my, when someone hits a shot, my back or whatnot.
My wrist,
whatever.
My leg.
Yeah. And then, what are you doing out here?
Well, on the other side of that, maybe a few things. Let's just do some stretching. Let's, try and warm the muscles up before we use them. And if it does get worse, then we consider seeing a doctor about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then I had my other round, I think I told you on the next day, the 18-hole league. Oh, and that score sucked.
Oh, goodness.
God, it was Almay. Oh, my God. Listen, I just said I got a 53 on a 9-hole on Monday. I shot, I think, 101, 102. I have never seen those numbers in a long, long time. And I look at that scorecard and I know exactly like what happened.
All right. So what happened?
So I think I had a couple 3 putts, which is rare for me because, we'll talk about putting, but I love putting. It's my favorite thing to do. I don't actually know what was I couldn't get enough distance off the tee box on some holes. Again, worried about my shoulder. And I had a feeling when we were playing, I'm like, oh, this is going to really stink when the league puts my score into GIN, because they do it for you after it's over. And I was just like, oh gosh. And the GIN probably won't even believe it. They're like, well, okay, what is this?
You get a little
outlier.
Note. You get a little note in your account. Like, average. Is this score recorded properly?
But I did go up just 0.2 in my handicap. So luckily it wasn't that bad. But I think what you're feeling when you're having a bad round is you've worked, if you've played golf a long time, you've worked really hard not to get out of those numbers. And then you hit at that, and yeah, it is an outlier, but at the same time, you're like, oh my gosh, that person is still in there, you know?
Well, I just want to mention, I don't know if you watched the PGA Championship that happened this past weekend, but there was a lot of people who missed the cut.
Yes.
A lot of people who
Yes.
haven't missed cuts recently.
Right.
And so,
Yes.
you know what? Golf is a roller coaster.
It is.
And I think it's just such a mental battle that you're never going to win. There's
Right.
going to be great days and there's going to be horrible days. And we
Yeah.
all have them. But that's what makes it so great is you can always go back out and try another round. Or
Yeah.
you can work on something, maybe some chipping, maybe some putting, maybe some driving.
Mhm.
But all of that can be things that can help your game. And, you see people always working to try and find something.
Mhm.
I think you're going to find something soon and it's going to click.
Yeah, and I did notice that most of my tee shots were going left, and that is
Okay.
not
Interesting.
that is not my natural. Like
Hmm.
I'm more
Okay.
of a fade. So when I saw that happening on the course, I had to adjust, and doing so, it got worse. So, but I didn't adjust necessarily with my grip. I just because I'm like, okay, if I'm going left, this is the tendency today, so I'm not going to try to fix that. So I just adjusted by positioning myself on the tee box further to the right.
Yep. And just kind of playing for more of a draw.
Yeah,
during that day.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then there were moments when I hit it and I was just like, okay, I'm playing left. And I'm like I said, if you're not used to playing in a certain area where your ball goes, then you really have to get creative with like course management and stuff like that. So yeah, whatever.
Well, I think this is great information. I think you allowing yourself to analyze your game in that way and trying to make adjustments on the fly, like the way that you were, is, it's the right way of approaching it. It's not trying to do too much, not trying to fully make a swing change mid-round. I think that is one of the worst things golfers try to do is, focus a little bit too much on what they were doing on the range, and then you get kind of stuck in your head and you're not completing the swing the way that you sometimes may want to.
Right. And I was in the A flight because we had a particular format yesterday, and I mean, I could have just I think there was a moment in there when I was playing, I'm like, I do not belong in the A flight. Like I need to go back down to B, C, or D. But nothing against B, C, or D flight players. I mean, at any point, those players will become A flight players. But I did not feel like I was playing like an A flight player. But that's okay. It's fine. It's all good. I'm looking forward to playing next week.
Totally. And I think that kind of puts a nice bow up on this topic. So let's transition a little bit to our next topic of the day. And I want to talk a little bit about this most recent lesson that I had because it was pretty interesting. So I've been working on my swing, not playing as much as I have in the past, but I wanted to kind of tighten the bolts a little bit coming out of the wintertime. So I went and had a lesson, and one of the big things that we focused on was me standing too close to the ball.
So were you always standing too close to the ball?
So these are kind of bad habits that I've picked up throughout the wintertime. So I spent a lot of time down in Florida playing, going to the range and just not talking with a proper instructor for a while. And this was just one of the bad habits. So standing too close to the ball, I was missing the center of the club face, and not dramatically, but enough that I was, getting a lot more spin, and that was making me lose distance. And so just a simple adjustment of taking, a couple steps back during the lesson, it felt great. I then went to the driving range after and in the next couple days kind of tried to lock in that feeling and work on what we were doing. And at that point, I think I was standing too far away from the ball because I was going kind of across the ball and putting a lot of spin and putting a lot of that, what we call cut spin. So it's making the ball go from left to right.
Okay.
And again, you're losing a lot of distance, and it just didn't feel solid. And so I made another adjustment, which I call the Goldilocks position. So, we were a little too close to the ball at the beginning of the lesson. Then by the end, we were a little too far away. So I kind of split the difference there and found a spot right in the middle that really felt comfortable, and it's been great.
I mean, how long did it? I mean, that's a lot of awareness to figure out, like between being too close or too far. So how do you? because this is interesting. A lot of beginner players won't know, they don't really know exactly how far or how close to be to the ball. So how about you? Like how did you know? Like where to stand at that
It's
point?
just feel. Like it's all just feel. Like the way that I address a golf ball, are you comfortable? Like, are your arms really stiff? Are your arms loose? Do you feel good over the golf ball? It's just, take all the technical aspects away from it. Do you feel comfortable over the ball? Do you feel like, okay, yeah, let's swing at this? It's just something as simple as that. And so for me, in the swing, it took one range session really. So it was 100 golf balls, just a regular large bucket, at the driving range, went out there and focused on hitting short irons. So one was like a 9-iron that I was working on. Then I was working on a 7-iron, so like a mid iron. And then I worked on a long iron, and then it was a 4-iron. And so trying to find the swing first with the shorter irons and then moving to the longer ones, which are harder to swing.
So once you figured out exactly where to stand, what distances were you getting? Were they different than when you were standing close? Like what were your results from finally figuring out where to stand?
So one, hitting the middle of the club face is so important. You felt like the ball was really going to your target.
Okay.
So I was finishing my swing, pointing at my target, and the ball was staying on that line.
Got it.
Whereas previously, when you're hitting it off the heel or the toe, sometimes you're left of target, sometimes you're right of target. This felt like it was me finishing directly at where I wanted the ball to go and hitting the ball in the center of the club, focusing on that as my priority.
So you had only figured that out when your instructor saw that, right?
He saw that I was on top of the ball and I wasn't giving my arms enough range of motion. There wasn't enough space for my arms to come through where they needed to. And so he suggested I stepped away. At that point, I was too far away from the ball and I felt like I was reaching at it.
Okay.
And so at that point, I wanted to split the difference. And so not be so on top of it where my arms couldn't come through, but far away where I was still finishing towards target, not reaching at the ball.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So I think, as people are learning to figure out what their distance is when they first start playing, just play with that. Go close, go far, go center, just so that, I think sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know how to hit, or I don't know how to do this, but you just opened our eyes up to like, well, maybe it's really how far or how close you're standing to the ball. I mean, like you said, minus the technicals.
It could be something as simple as that.
Yes.
Like, let's take all the technical stuff away from the golf swing and let's just feel comfortable over the ball.
Yeah.
Let's be confident in what we're trying to do.
I mean, I'm thinking about this, like if you weren't playing golf, like going to shake someone's hand.
Seriously.
Right? So
seriously.
Like you're not far away from someone who shake their hand, because that would be awkward, and you're not
like right on top of them, because that's weird.
That's weird. So you just, I guess that's a good way for beginner golfers to think about where to stand away from their ball, is to imagine themselves, shaking the hand of somebody else, and the ball is the hand.
And the ball is the hand.
The hand or the person across from you, yeah.
And so, find something that's comfortable. That's a big thing that I tell all of my beginners, friends who are getting into golf, or somebody who's trying to get better at golf. The mental side of it, if you feel like you're going to make a putt, or if you feel like you're going to hit a good golf shot pre-shot, it's probably going to work out in that way.
Yeah, I mean, playing big, it doesn't matter if you're beginner or not beginner, but just the word there is comfortable. Find what it makes you most comfortable. There are people we play with all the time that have the most wackiest swings and stances. And there are also professionals who do it. So, and it works for them, and that's fine.
I mean, it's actually really funny. I was reading an article about Scotty Scheffler recently, and he's had one golf coach. He has the same golf coach that he's had since he was little.
Yeah.
And he is so comfortable with him. And this guy, he is not traditional. He lets Scotty do what he does.
Scotty does Scotty.
And he is so comfortable with them. You can see it, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
another thing that we were working on, as everybody knows in this, if you've been following this podcast, I have not been putting well this season.
Mhm.
I have really been struggling. And so in our lesson, that was the main focus. We did about 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of ball striking stuff, but it was about an hour and a half of putting.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
So I went into the lesson, and the first thing that I said stupidly was, I think I need a new putter.
Yeah. Because let's blame the equipment.
Of course, it's not what we're doing. It's, of course, the equipment's fault. So I go to my instructor. I'm like, look, man, I think I need a new putter. I think the time of me using a blade has come to an end. It's time to move to the mallet. And he just kind of laughed, and he was like, okay, man, well, you've been a pretty decent putter in the past. Let's maybe just work on some grip stuff. Let's try a few things with what you got before you go spend another $300 on a putter, because I mean, as we'll talk about a little later, putter prices have gotten crazy.
Yes, they have.
So we were working on a couple of different grips. We tried left hand low. We tried the interlocking. We tried a number of different things, and nothing really felt good.
Okay.
And he then, as we were leaving, I didn't actually do it that day, but he showed me the claw grip and then the saw grip.
Okay.
And I didn't really think much about it. But after I went to the putting green over at University of Maryland, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to try a couple of 6 to 8 footers with this claw saw grip, whatever. It felt so good. I was making putts. I was making a lot of putts. And I have just decided, you know what? We are going to try this for the next couple of rounds. Inside of 20 feet, we're just going to do this claw saw grip. And for our listeners who don't know, the claw grip is a reversal of your right hand that kind of creates a C shape with the fingers. Yeah. And it rests over the grip.
Yes.
And it really focuses on making sure that your left hand is your guide hand, and it has all of the control. And the right hand just kind of is along for the ride.
Yeah.
And I was very skeptical at first, but the results have been insane, Almay. So I've played now 2 rounds with them using this claw grip or saw grip, excuse me, because the saw is 3 fingers, correct?
The saw is, I think, 2 or 3, yeah.
I think it's 4 fingers that rest across the grip.
4. I'm sorry, saw. That's correct.
Yes.
Saw is like almost 4. Because, I mean, welcome to the saw club. I mean, that I do that all day. Like, it is, like I said, I am very, I love putting because I figured it out.
I can't believe it. I
should have told you sooner. I'm sorry. I kept that to myself.
So I had concerns about keeping the ball online. Had no issues. I've had no issues. Ball's been staying on its line. I feel confident. It's changed how I've putted inside of 3 feet. So as all of the listeners know, we played around and I was struggling inside that distance.
You were.
I have not had confidence like this in a while. Yeah. I mean, really good.
Oh, that round that we played at Maryland. Yeah. Well, you should have watched me.
Listen.
Because I'm saw grip all day.
And you putt great. You've been putting great for seasons.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't worry about that stuff.
I mean, as you said in one of our earlier episodes, get me on the green. I feel confident on the green.
Yes, I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about it. I mean, like I said, I've been called the lag queen.
I mean, that's such a strength to have, and like such an incredible tool to have in your tool belt of just like, if you can get inside of 20 feet, you feel like you can 2-putt anything.
Yeah, that's right. And you changed your grip. So for everyone listening, then if you're having a hard time putting, try different grips.
Try a different grip.
I mean, sometimes it feels weird, but if it's going in, well, guess what? I think that might be the one for you, right?
So I played a really tough course, Hampshire Greens, and we played. I played with a good group of guys, really fun. But those greens are known to be really hard. Like not a lot of straight putts, very fast.
Yes, that's correct.
I had 33 putts.
Ooh.
I had 17 on the front and I had 16 on the back.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of the best putting rounds I've had in a long time. Yeah. I don't think that it's going to stay this good,
I don't know. The saw grip's it.
Listen,
you said.
It might be the summer of the saw.
It is the summer of the saw.
It might be the summer of the saw.
SOS.
SOS. Summer of saws.
That's right.